Hello and welcome. This is hypocrisy at its best. On 21st on 21st January, Asif Nazrul in a political press conference in Dhaka, lot of bluster, says that this is a government call to pull out of the World Cup, and repeatedly says that. Literally insisted that the players and the Bangladesh Cricket Board were bystanders. This was an out and out government call. Governmented Siddhant. I absolutely remember that press conference. He said that the government of Bangladesh has taken the call. Basically, at that point in time, upping the ante, playing to the gallery, playing to the radical fundamentalist electorate with the election some time away, and then trying to take the credit. Today, at a university event, I think at Dhaka University, when he was asked this question about the World Cup, he said in Bangla that Bangladesh Cricket Board এবং প্লেয়াররা এই সিদ্ধান্ত নিয়েছে. Then he said, দারুণ সিদ্ধান্ত, great decision, and they should be lauded or salute to them. Now this is perfect. I don't know how many of you have read Julius Caesar. I don't know how many of you remember Brutus is an honorable man. Et tu Brute. I don't know how many of you really understand what's going on. This is a classic political case of fantastic political hypocrisy. With the elections tomorrow, with the elections round the corner, you throw the players under the bus, you throw the Bangladesh Cricket Board under the bus and roll them over. At the same time, you say, oh, what a great call. So you wash your hands of the decision. Oh boy, I am not responsible. আমি তো করিনি. I am not the one responsible for this. I have not taken the call. So don't blame me for any decision. Yes, it's a great decision, but not my call. So clearly, if you oppose the decision and think that it was a wrong call not to play the World Cup, blame it on the players. Blame it on the Bangladesh Cricket Board. In fact, we were, all of us, we had said it multiple times. The Bangladesh Cricket Board was not in favor of boycott like this. Asif Nazrul was the one who was tweeting before or putting it out on Facebook multiple times before even the call was being taken. Before even the call was being taken by the Bangladesh Cricket Board, Asif Nazrul had put it on Facebook. Asif Nazrul had put it on social media. Asif Nazrul had repeatedly emphasized this fact that he was basically wanting to be the hero. He was playing to the gallery and he was wanting to be the hero. Oh, you know what? It's my call. The political call, the government's call. The players have nothing to do with it. What agency do they have? The Bangladesh Cricket Board has nothing to do with it. What agency do they have? And now, exact translation, he says in Bangla, সিদ্ধান্তটা তো Bangladesh player. I will read out the exact words actually for you. I will read out the exact words so that nobody can say that we have said even one word wrong. সিদ্ধান্ত নিয়েছে বাংলাদেশের ক্রিকেটাররা and cricket board. It says সিদ্ধান্ত নিয়েছে means the decision has been taken. The decision has been taken by the cricketers and the cricket board of Bangladesh. You speak to Bangladesh journalists, and I did. About half an hour back, I was speaking to multiple journalists from Bangladesh, and they were stunned. In fact, the kind of voice messages that I'm receiving, they are saying, Dada, a politician is doing the job of a politician. He's throwing people under the bus and rolling them over and completely skirting responsibility. The Bangladesh cricket media is up in arms. The players wanted to play the World Cup, for God's sake. This is no secret, Mr. Nazrul. Have the damn courage to own a decision. Ahead of the elections, now you realize, it can backfire. This call can actually backfire. The political posturing and the bluster can actually backfire. So if it does backfire, what am I supposed to do? I should put it on the players. I should put it on Aminul Islam Bulbul and the Bangladesh Cricket Board. And then he goes on to say, look at the kind of diplomacy they have done. They've even got a tournament. Oh, salute. Are bhai, you are the one who have put them in this position, leaving them with nothing to do but to go and request the ICC not to penalize. In fact, he says that also, that Ami to shunlam, I have heard that the ICC will not penalize and they will also give us a tournament. What fantastic salute. You have put Bangladesh Cricket Board in this predicament which they did not want to be in. Aminul Islam Bulbul and his board after that did not even want to escalate the matter. That's why they did a board meeting. It is all on record. Bangladesh Cricket Board had done a board meeting after that where the board of directors unanimously decided that they will not even escalate the matter any further. And this is because the government was insistent that Bangladesh will have to. Bangladesh also, but the government was insistent that Bangladesh will have to boycott this match. Bangladesh will have to kind of not travel to India. It was the government's insistence on this matter that it was a political call. No way could Bangladesh travel to India for the World Cup. That is what was decided and announced literally by Asif Nazrul. And Asif Nazrul thereafter, 20 days later, 21st January, and today is the 11th of February, exactly 20 days later, 360-degree turnaround. The decision was taken by the players, the decision was taken by the Bangladesh Cricket Board, the decision was taken by everybody else but not me. Yeah, it was a great decision. It should be emulated, but I didn't take it. So if you have a problem, you don't agree with the decision, don't blame it on me. I am not responsible for this. Classic political turnaround. Absolutely classic political U-turn. Bangladesh was played by Pakistan and played wonderfully by Pakistan. Literally provoked and made to take a call which has been a humongous blunder. Let me tell you this, Mr. Nazrul. If you have any basic sense, your players are being denied the opportunity of playing a World Cup. The ICC is not penalizing. The question of penalizing wouldn't even have arisen had you played the World Cup. You would have made money from the participating clause. You would have made money from the prize money. You would have made money from everything. You're not getting that money. The ICC is not imposing a penalty on you. The ICC is not demanding compensation from you. But you are not getting the participation money. You are not getting the share from your prize money. You are getting nothing. Your players have been denied the opportunity of rightfully participating in a World Cup, which they had qualified for, Mr. Nazrul. Have some shame left that it was a call taken in harakiri. It was a blunder of humongous proportions, and you have pushed back Bangladesh cricket. The fact that the ICC has decided not to penalize will at least allow you to redeem or salvage, but it is a face saver at best. And to host a tournament between 2028 and 2031, go and tell Liton Dash this. Go and sit your captain down, Liton Kumar Dash, and tell him, Liton, the fact that you did not play a World Cup, we will possibly get the rights to host an under-19 World Cup. Are you happy? You should go and check with Liton Kumar Dash and the rest of the Bangladesh boys, all of the fellows who would have played this World Cup, your team. You should check with them that in return for the rights to host an under-19, possibly in 28, we refused, or we kind of sacrificed you and stopped you from playing this particular World Cup in India. So Bangladesh loses participating nations' money. Bangladesh loses credibility. Bangladesh loses a vote in the ICC 2-14. You've lost a vote 2-14. Clearly, you are marginalized, alienated, ostracized, and isolated. Now that the ICC has said they will not impose sanctions is your only face saver. In such a scenario, all this bluster, I don't know where it comes from. Maybe it's in the genes of these politicians. Genetically, they are wired to talk nonsense. Ahead of the elections, how much more will you mislead the public? It was a call of the cricketers. God alone knows it was a call of the cricketers. 5 cricketers did not even attend that meeting, Taskin Ahmed being one, if I remember from memory. That's what I was told by Bangladeshi journalists. Not even all the cricketers were present in the meeting with the government, which was around 3 p.m. the day Asif Nazrul made this announcement public that the players had come and met. And that's the press conference where he stood outside and he said, this was a government call. It is absolutely disgraceful, is what I will say. Utterly, absolutely disgraceful that a politician who is the sports advisor of the government of Bangladesh decides to take a radical U-turn, a 360-degree U-turn, and says it was a call by the cricketers and the cricket board. If there was an instance of sacrificing player interest, if there was an instance of throwing the players under the bus, if there was an instance of sort of getting the players, leaving the players in a lurch and walking away, Asif Nazrul would have certainly should be given that award. He is supposed to be the government sports advisor. He was the one who kind of took it upon himself as the agency, writing every single day on his social media page, becoming a hero in the process. He was the one who made the argument cricket first or country first. The moment the argument was made into cricket first or country first, Bangladesh was doomed. It was never a question of cricket first or country first. Let me make this clear. The BCCI's call on Mustafizur Rahman could have been contested. Bangladesh could have contested the BCCI by stopping players from coming to the IPL, by boycotting the IPL, by rallying support against the BCCI in the ICC's board. What Asif Nazrul decided to do was something radically different. He made the fight against the BCCI and the fight against India a fight against the ICC and the entire cricketing world. Humongous blunder. If there is one party which comes out of this entire saga, entire bargaining, looking like fools, it is Bangladesh. They have lost out the most. Their players have been denied the opportunity of competing in a World Cup in Kolkata and in other parts of India. Their players have been denied and robbed of the opportunity of perhaps playing the most important tournament of their lives. And now the politician in Asif Nazrul does a radical U-turn and says that the call was actually that of the players and the Bangladesh Cricket Board. Wow. Absolutely wow. Not without reason are politicians disgraced. If this is the kind of politicians you have representing the people, then what faith will you have? Today, will Liton Kumar Das and his ilk have any iota of faith left in Asif Nazrul? Do they have any iota of respect left for this kind of shenanigans? We all remember, isn't it, that bluster by Asif Nazrul, it is our call. The government of Bangladesh has decided this. Now, if you are a cricketer, if you are Liton Kumar Das, I hope you remember that very unfortunate, frustrated press conference by Liton Kumar Das where he said, "Ami ar kichu bolle politics hoye jabe. Ami ar kichu bolle, if I say more, there will be repercussions." He said he did not even know. He was not even in touch with the government. He did not even know what was going on. And here is a man who is actually saying, your captain was on record, Mr. Nazrul, to say he did not even know what was going on. And here you are saying that the call was taken by the cricketers and the BCB. And the other thing, and this is the best part, the call that was taken, and these people go on to say that, you know what, sports and politics do not mix. These same people will tell you this, that, oh, you know what, sports and politics do not mix. Really? So what are you doing today, Mr. Nazrul? If sports and politics do not mix, then neither you nor I have been born. 21st January players have no agency. 11th of February players are the ones to blame. Sports and politics do not mix. Why? Because tomorrow, one day later, Bangladesh is going into polls. So you have to balance all the constituencies out, isn't it? Play to the geopolitics, play to the more liberal sections also. Suppose this decision boomerang, suppose people say, hey, it was a wrong call. How could they do this? How could they take this call? Look at what has happened. Bangladesh cricket has been pushed back. How do you woo that constituency? How do you get their votes as well? How do you kind of get them on your side? The way you get them on your side is by blaming this entire decision on the cricket board and on the players. So Aminul Islam Bulbul is your target here. And then nicely you will go on to say that, oh, salute to them. This is a decision that needs to be emulated, for God's sake. Oh, wow. So the cricketers and the board can't say anything to you. Because if they do, you will say, but I praised you. This is the classic Brutus is an honorable man syndrome. Absolutely Julius Caesar, Brutus is an honorable man syndrome. Classic political maneuvering ahead of the big national elections, throwing the players under the bus, not taking their interests into account, excuse me, and playing the political card to perfection. Only in this day and age of social media, in this day and age where everything gets recorded, your 21st January press conference is also recorded, Mr. Nazrul. Your 21st January press conference where you come and posture and with a lot of political bluster and whatever you want to call it, you said that this is a call taken by the government of Bangladesh. And look at the sequence thereafter. Bangladesh from nowhere, an India fight, Mustafizur Rahman fight, one single player fight against the BCCI. You made it into a fight against the ICC, made it into a fight against the entire cricketing world. You could have said that government is not allowing us to go to India. One could have understood that. You said there is a security threat. Now, the moment you said there is a security threat, the ICC threw back independent security assessments at you and said, hello, there is no security threat. It is nil. There's no security threat whatsoever, and you found yourself in a fix because you have already raised the security threat slogan. Once you said it, there is no going back. And then the ICC kept telling you, here it is, here it is, here it is. The ICC kept giving you details, independent assessments, sending observers, sending a delegation to Bangladesh, getting into multiple rounds of virtual negotiation. You did not have any wiggle room left except to say we will stick by our decision. Cricket first or country first, chalo ji withdraw. That was the call that you eventually was forced. You were forced into a corner because you had no wiggle room left. There is no way you could have proved to the ICC that there is security threat and that you need to take us seriously. That you wouldn't be. You wouldn't be. And because you wouldn't be, the whole thing blew up on your face. Eventually, you had to stand by your own call. You had to stand by the political bluster, and you had to withdraw from the World Cup. Your players, they were forced to stay back. They were, and they had no agency, by the way. How many of them will dare speaking out against the government in power? How many will dare speak out against the ruling political establishment, which is known for its radical leanings? How many players will have the courage to come out and say, oh, you know what, we wanted to play the World Cup? Wasn't Liton Kumar Dash's press conference a giveaway? Wasn't Bangladesh players, I mean, each one of us know that the Bangladesh Cricket Board was not on the same page. They did not want a boycott to start with. Eventually, they had no option left. And after they were thrown out of the World Cup, they were removed from the World Cup and Scotland brought in, Bangladesh was scared that if they escalated the matter further, this could go beyond control. Bangladesh was hugely scared that this matter could go out of control for them. As a result, the board of directors met in Dhaka and resolved unanimously that we will not escalate this anymore. Threw in the towel, made peace with the ICC, and the ICC responded saying we will not penalize you. This is not a concession that was brought last Sunday during that ICC meeting. No, sir. When you decided that you will not escalate the matter anymore, it was decided in a board meeting. That's when the ICC decided that, okay, we will no longer compromise, we will no longer penalize or ask for a compensation. Then the one thing that you got, and by the way, you could have easily kind of requested the ICC board and you could have gotten it in a much more healthier manner. The one thing that you got from the ICC negotiations was the right to host one event between 2028 and 2031. Chances are it will be the Under-19 World Cup in Bangladesh. Now, because of the rights, that only bargain that you got, the problem is, because of the rights to host that World Cup, you had to sacrifice your own players from playing this one. No World Cup will come back, Mr. Nazrul. Politics will continue. Perhaps you will make the money. Perhaps you will get some bilateral tours, I don't know. Perhaps you will get the rights to host one event. But the fact that you snatched the World Cup from your players, the fact that you took away the opportunity of playing this World Cup from your players will not be forgotten too early in the annals of Bangladesh cricket. And I can tell you that, Mr. Nazrul. I can absolutely tell you that that's a call which will come to haunt you for a while. If you lose the elections, then it's a different matter. If you win the elections, you will try and continue with your bluster. But this call will be ascribed to you. Your call, your decision. You need to own up and not put it on the players. Do not put it on Aminul Bulbul and his board. Do not put it on Liton Kumar Das and his players. Do not put it on either of these two constituents. The call was yours and the call was that of the government of Bangladesh, which is anti-India. And you wanted to push that stand through ahead of the political elections and befriend Pakistan and create instability in South Asian geopolitics. That's exactly what transpired, Mr. Nazrul. Let me take questions. There are, as usual, many questions on the matter. Let me try and take some. Arun Kumar Saha, with this coming from Bangladesh government, this should nullify whatever ICC promised to make Pak play. ICC must take full action against BCB for violating agreement. ICC loses credibility. Why should ICC lose credibility on this matter? Bangladesh has not participated in the World Cup. Matter is over. The ICC has done what it has to do. Bangladesh is not even part of the World Cup. So why should ICC jump the gun basis a statement from one individual? What for? If this man wants to throw his own players under the bus and roll them over, why should the ICC take suo motu cognizance of this and take a call? Can you explain, Arun? I don't think so. Everybody knows how he is changing. He's like a true politician, true blue politician, absolute true blue royal blood politician. Arun Kumar Saha again. 15 days before 2028 World Cup match between India and Pak, BCCI says we won't play. Will ICC increase? BCCI share to, India will not do that. That's the point. The point that no one can do that. Pakistan tried to do that. The selective boycott doesn't work, and they were told very categorically. I think the ICC will take, steps going forward, but no one can do that. Bangladesh tried to do that, and how did it end? By the way, Pakistan did not say we will boycott. They said selectively boycott. Had they said boycott, the matter would have been a completely different scenario. Bangladesh said we are going to boycott. We are not traveling to India. Look at where they are. They are twiddling their thumbs sitting at home, Liton Das and his boys, while Scotland is playing in this World Cup and making merry. How is it even fair on the players? It's not. Shobhushachi Basu, first upset of the tournament. Pakistan beats USA. Pakistan bowling lineup is looking good, but Usman action, what do you think? Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about in our group for the longest time. We've been talking about in our group for the longest time that Usman Tariq, the action was interesting. That slow action, standing, pause, and then the delivery stride. Will that impact a batter? Will that impact somebody like that? Pakistan played well, but I still think the weak link for Pakistan, the real weak link for Pakistan is the case of Babar Azam. Even yesterday, Babar Azam was literally 23 or 24 up to that point, run a ball. And thereafter, in that one over, he managed to hit, I think in that Harmeet over, he managed to hit boundaries and sixes because it was a literal dolly which he dispatched over mid wicket. But before that, for the first 20 plus balls, Babar Azam was going at run a ball against the US. Run a ball will not cut the ice against India. Bangladesh, the United States failed to push Pakistan. That's where the match was lost. But they managed to get 260. Shubham Ranjane attacking Shaheen Shah Afridi, once again proving that Shaheen Shah Afridi is not at its best. Abrar and Usman Tariq and Shadab Khan will be the ones to watch out for when they play India. But I can tell you this, India would have seen the videos of Usman Tariq and worked him out. That extra pause. India would have absolutely seen the videos, and they've played Abrar in the Asia Cup as well. I don't think it will be a problem for India. Fitbunk, early days of the World Cup, already many nail biters. I thought the Afghanistan versus South Africa T20 match is one of the greatest matches to be played. For a T20 World Cup match to go into two super overs, that too in the third, in the second super over, almost a decision. Keshav Maharaj had lost that, literally almost lost that game for South Africa. 18 and 22. That's a close game. And Afghanistan will really feel hard done. Two no ball. They should have closed it out. They should have absolutely closed it out in regulation time and beaten South Africa and gotten the 2 points. Now, their World Cup campaign will be all but over because they've lost to New Zealand. They have lost to South Africa. So Afghanistan will be left drooling. I mean, 2023, they allowed Glenn Maxwell to come from nowhere and clinch that match and get them out. That was one Herculean match, an incredible match in the history of the World Cup when Glenn Maxwell literally kind of, pulled off a heist against Afghanistan and managed to defeat them. And today, once again, Afghanistan, they had it 19.4. They were all out. You still have two balls. You still have lot of time left for that one single that you needed to take. Unfortunately, you weren't able to. And then Fazal Haq Faruqi, you had everything going for you. 6 of the last ball, you bowled a full toss, which Tristan Stubbs somehow managed to get an over log off for a 6. All you needed to do was just contain him to a boundary, and Afghanistan would have won that game. South Africa were done. Fazal Haq Faruqi yet again making that mistake. Afghanistan will think that it is one of the biggest losses for them for sure. Debraj Bose, can you please explain under the table story going on between BCB and PCB? Under the table story, over the table also, Debraj. The story is the geopolitics of South Asia with the Bangladesh elections tomorrow. Bangladesh has to be befriended by Pakistan because Pakistan can then create political instability here. A Bangladesh cricket board, if it's friendly with Pakistan, helps them against India. Anti-India stance, the rabid anti-India stance. That's what it is. Because if you see the political history of these two countries between 1971 and 2024, where is the bonhomie that you are seeing now? Where is it? For the first few years, 74 on up to 74, Pakistan did not even recognize Bangladesh. Thereafter, they were forced to recognize Bangladesh. For the longest time, the two countries did not share a decent relationship. Finally, now, 2024, after Sheikh Hasina was ousted, the thing started to improve. In 25 July, Mohsin Naqvi traveled to Bangladesh, tried to strike many deals, get close to them, and that's when all of this new bonhomie was actually founded. So what are we talking about? हमारे भाई हैं, भाई 2 साल से भाई हो गए वो. Underhand deal नहीं, सीधा ऊपर hand हो रहा है, on the top. Geopolitics of South Asia. Once the elections are done, wait and see what happens. Then the newfound friendship will go out of the window. And the Bangladesh decision, the Pakistan decision also had to come because you had to show the local janta of Bangladesh that we are with you. You have to showcase to the local populace that, oh, you know what, Pakistan is there to hold your hand and Pakistan is your big brother. That's the story. Ramesh Kumar, sir, not sure if you are aware, Pakistani channel circulated a fake AI video of Rajiv Shukla where BCCI did multiple. अरे यार ये पागल लोग हैं, आप क्यों देखते हो Pakistani channels? I will give you a story. What happened on NDTV yesterday? I was on an NDTV show, Vishnu Shom's show, and the show is online. You can go and check. At 10 p.m., there was a Pakistani guest, Adnan Haider, who claimed to be a journalist. I've never heard of him. And Adnan Haider was working himself up against Jai Shah. Jai Shah is so and so, Jai Shah is so and so, and a lot was being said. So I said to him, and I asked him a very polite question. I said, Bhai, Jai Shah was elected unanimously the chairman of the ICC in December 2024. And by the way, emphasis on the word unanimous. Pakistan had the opportunity to boycott. Pakistan had the opportunity to oppose. Pakistan had the opportunity to abstain. Why did you not do that? You could have easily done that. His answer was $1 million. His answer was Narendra Modi had visited Pakistan in 2015, so we decided to support Jai Shah. Really? I mean, I thought this guy was delusional. I couldn't even speak except to sort of start laughing because I didn't even understand what he was trying to say. Narendra Modi visited Pakistan, so we voted for Jai Shah. Meaning, so Pakistan and ethicality and gullibility, these things, Ramesh Kumar, don't worry. বলিয়া পাঞ্জাবি পরে তোমাকে হেভি লাগছে কিন্তু ইন্ডিয়া পাকিস্তান গেম হচ্ছে সাদা অলরাউন্ডার উসমান তারিক স্ক্যারি ফর্ম they have several match winners. Relax. Pakistan does have the advantage of knowing the Colombo conditions better than India. They've been there for two whole weeks. The Indian T20 side is a better side than Pakistan because of the local advantage of the conditions. Things might just get even out, but even after that I will say India has enough ammo and enough firepower to beat Pakistan. If Pakistan beats India, that is news and it's an upset. If India beats Pakistan, it's more or less routine. That is the truth. Indrajit, so we will have to wait and see, and thanks for the compliment. Fitbunk, early days of the World Cup witnessed nail biters. You are absolutely correct. Freaking awesome. All associate nations want to chase blindly irrespective of the conditions. Although SSC and Palakele are different batting wickets, 175 always going to be difficult to chase in Sri Lanka. 8 to 10 times you will lose. I tend to agree with this, and that's how it is. I mean, yesterday 160 was okay, 70 was okay, but the moment it became 190, it was a bridge too far for the US. And I kind of understand where you're coming from in this tendency that the moment you win the toss, you chase. Fitbank, we've already done that. Debojyoti Vlogs, তুষ ইস্ট বেঙ্গল ইউবিকে খেলবে কিনা বলুন। হ্যাঁ খেলবে ভাই, বিনা পয়সা খেলবে, তাই তো শুনলাম। দেবাশিসও তাই রিপোর্ট করছিল, নিতুদার সাথেও কথা হচ্ছিল, খেলবে বলেই তো শুনছি ভাই, নিশ্চয়ই খেলবে, যুব ভারতীতেই খেলবে। চিফ মিনিস্টার ফিটাও মুকুব করে দিয়েছেন বিকজ স্পোর্টস ডিপার্টমেন্টটা এখন তাঁর আন্ডারে, সো তিনি করতেই পারেন। তিনি ফিটাও মুকুব করে দেওয়ার পরে ইস্ট বেঙ্গলের তো যুব ভারতীতে খেলতে কোনো অসুবিধা হওয়ারই কথা না। Dr. Devopriyo, please share some light on Abhishek's fitness status. I asked the BCCI media manager 1 hour back. He said there is no official update yet. The moment there is an official update, we will let you know. What we know is he's still down with the stomach bug, had to be on drip for a while, but hopefully, fingers crossed, will get better. But I asked again, I am saying, ask the BCCI media manager. He said there is no official update yet. The moment we get to have an official update, I will let you know. Devopriyo, a double super over. Feel bad for the Afghans? Absolutely correct. Afghanistan cricket future, you need to now start doing well, and you need to have that one breakthrough. Yes, you're a great story. Make no mistake, you're an absolutely brilliant story, feel good story, aspirational story. But now you have been around world cricket for a while, and it is time that you make your mark and do that big leap and kind of go one step forward. So in that sense, to not have been able to beat New Zealand and to not have been able to beat South Africa after such a close game will kind of hurt the Afghanistan cricket public. Avesh Goenka, can Pakistan board not be suspended similar to what happened with Sri Lankan board due to government interference and internal governance? On paper, you can argue this, but at the same time, now that they are playing, so they have reversed the stand. So there is no problem in that sense. And you can also argue, because the Pakistan government was invoking, I mean, the whole force majeure thing, it's a political call. They were citing, interestingly, they were citing it's unsafe. So the moment the government says that, then it becomes a different matter. Had it been any form of other like the Bangladesh call, they said security concerns, and ICC threw the security assessment at them. The moment the government says we will not play against a particular state, it's a political call. Then it's difficult. But because in Bangladesh's case, the security concern point absolutely opened up the loophole. You know what? Sapra, Mark Butcher, Nasir Hussain, easy to comment from UK, play Good Samaritan without knowing the subplot. They have no idea. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. It was wrong. It was playing to the gallery. It should not have been said without an understanding of the political context of the or the contours of the region. It was not necessary from either. Fitbank, Nazrul, and Nakvi have both damaged this beautiful sport for their karma. Time will take revenge. We will see who takes revenge, but I agree with you that they have definitely damaged the edifice of the game for sure. Why was Abhishek played in the USA game if he was unwell? I mean, look, that is a call that the Indian management will have to answer. I'm sure they have taken a conscious call that, okay, he should be able to manage, and that's why it was the start of the World Cup also. And they wanted to kind of make a statement. That's my understanding. I haven't been able to speak to anyone to give you more detailed answer than this. Sports crazy, I've answered that. Whether Abhishek played in the USA game. Sapra, Ireland has been found wanting in terms of fielding and fitness. New Zealand, in their matches, pulling hamstrings and field drop show they haven't moved forward as a team. Also, that they don't regularly practice together. They don't regularly train together. They don't regularly do all of these together is something that you absolutely need to wait and see. And you're making a very important point. Shanta Lakshmi, Pakistan used to take advantage of political mileage. What does that mean? But you're trying to say that they were trying to get political brownie points. I don't think they managed to do that. Because in terms of the real concessions, the real tangible concessions, Bangladesh's revenue didn't increase. Pakistan's didn't increase. Bangladesh was given one hosting rights. When you put it on the other side of the ledger, the players did not get the opportunity to play the World Cup. You realize what is actually going on. Sandy, ICC just managed PCB ploy to derail the World Cup. Very mature and correct decision to save further damage. Should have been taught a lesson in future to avoid such behavior. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct, Sandy. The ICC acted like the governance body of world cricket should act, and do the job. অ্যাবসলিউটলি সাইমন মিত্রা, আফগানিস্তান নিউজিল্যান্ড খেলাটা নিয়ে কিছু বলুন। আফগানিস্তান নিউজিল্যান্ড না, আপনি আজকে আফগানিস্তান সাউথ আফ্রিকাটা জিজ্ঞেস করছেন অ্যাকচুয়ালি। আফগানিস্তান নিউজিল্যান্ড, that day was pretty easy for New Zealand in the end with Tim Seifert and Glenn Phillips. And when Rashid Khan got Glenn Phillips out 88 for 3, even after that there was no real pressure. New Zealand ran home. আপনি সাউথ আফ্রিকা ম্যাচটা বলছেন, it was one of the greatest T20 matches ever played. Two super overs, next time also it going down to the wire to the very last ball. I thought it was an absolute classic contest. I still think Afghanistan should have closed it out in regulation time and nailed the game. Shamsundar Gupta, now after Bangladesh sports advisors come up with this, players and BCB were behind not coming to India. Shouldn't our ICC now come up with any sanction? No, I don't think so. Sanction for what? Bangladesh is already sanctioned in that they are not playing the World Cup. That's sanction enough. Boria Vasif Nazrul will not stay after the elections. He did the damage. 150% Umesh Naidu. 150%. Proshanjit Mitro, this episode sets a bad precedent. It appears ICC has bent over backwards to avoid taking a hit. Not at all. In what way? It's the governance body. It needed to diplomatically get the tournament run. That's its job. It is the governance body of world cricket. It sent a delegation to Bangladesh. It sent a delegation to Pakistan. It doesn't exist to fight with each other. It doesn't exist for confrontation, Proshanjit. The ICC played its cards smartly and did not concede much except one tournament. They conceded nothing. Bilaterals, no. Trilaterals, no. Compensation, no. Increase in revenue, no. Only thing that was considered is no penalties on Bangladesh, and number two, one tournament to Bangladesh between 28 and 31. I think the ICC played it quite smart. Clutch commentary, good evening, sir. What is the BCB's current financial health? Financial health, like I told you, 425 odd crores is the income compared to India's 18,000 plus crores. And the other thing is the Bangladesh Premier League contributes a major chunk of this revenue. and that could have been seriously impacted if players were not released to come and play that tournament. Prosenjit, I've answered that. Somnath Barik, how is Abhishek's health? Already answered that. Abir Hassan, do you remember he's not elected? He was selected. Don't give him priority. Bangladesh will elect their government. You can well be right. Tomorrow is the election, but I don't know whether it will be a free and fair elections or not, because a lot of my friends from Bangladesh are saying they are not very hopeful in terms of it being a free and fair elections. Okay, so 40 minutes into the show, time for me to conclude. Let me set it up for tomorrow. It's our travel day. Devashish Sen, Shubhayan Chakraborty and I, we go to Colombo in the morning. We take the morning flight from here to Chennai and then Chennai to Colombo. We will reach in the afternoon. Tomorrow, the 5 p.m. show will be done by Gargi Raut, who will be covering the India versus Namibia game in Delhi. That is how the show will be done. And from tomorrow evening, you will see all our broadcasts from Colombo. The biggest team will assemble in Colombo. Ashok will come from Dubai. Gargi and Rohit after the India game from Delhi. Shubha and me, Devashish, will travel from Kolkata. Shomit Chakraborty is already there in Colombo. So we will have a huge team in Colombo to bring you up to date with all of the action that is going on in Sri Lanka, leading into and building up to the India-Pakistan spectacle. That's all I have. This particular show, thank you very much for watching.